What if I told you the world once ended? Not with fire, not with war, but with water. Imagine standing on a hill while the sky above you turns black. The wind howls like a warning, and the entire earth is about to drown beneath a storm no one believes is coming. Everyone laughs. Everyone mocks. Everyone thinks you're crazy. Everyone except one man. His name was Noah. He was not a king, not a warrior, not a man of power. He was simply a man who listened. While the world chased greed, violence, and power, Noah climbed the same hill every night, where the wind carried whispers older than the mountains. And one night, the heavens answered. The voice was not thunder. It was quieter, but it shook the foundations of the earth. Humanity has lost its way. The waters will cleanse the world. Build an ark. A ship on dry land. A mission no one would believe. A task that would take years. And a storm that would change history forever. So the next morning, while the world laughed at him, Noah began cutting the first piece of wood. And far beyond the horizon, the storm was already coming.
The sky began to change. Not all at once. First came strange winds blowing from opposite directions. Then dark clouds that brought no rain, only a heavy pressure in the air. Meanwhile, the ark kept growing, gigantic, imposing, impossible to ignore. Noah worked without rest alongside his family. His hands bled, his back burned, but his eyes shone with unbreakable determination. Every board placed was an act of faith, every nail a declaration against the disbelief of the world. One evening, as the sun disappeared behind a dark horizon, something incredible happened. Animals began to arrive. First 2 deer, then a pair of wolves, then birds covering the sky as if obeying an invisible command. The crowd stopped laughing. Silence spread through the valley as elephants, lions, serpents, and lambs walked together toward the massive ark. Something was changing, something unstoppable. Noah looked up at the sky once more, and then the first drop of rain fell. Just one, small, but heavy with the weight of the end of the world. The first drop was followed by another, and then another, until the sky burst open as if the heavens themselves had been torn apart. Rain fell with terrifying force. This was no ordinary storm. The earth trembled, and hidden waters erupted from the ground as if the planet itself were crying out. People screamed. Those who had laughed at Noah now ran in fear. They pounded on the ark. They begged. They cried for mercy. Noah closed his eyes. There was no anger in his heart, only sadness. The doors of the ark closed with a deep echo, like destiny sealing itself. Inside, the animals moved nervously while rain hammered against the wood. The ark creaked. It shook. And then, the ground disappeared beneath them. The ark began to float. The world they knew vanished beneath an endless ocean. But inside that wooden vessel, while the waters swallowed mountains and cities, something powerful was born. Hope. Time lost all meaning.
Inside the ark, there were no days and nights, only the endless rocking over a silent ocean. The sound of water striking the wood echoed constantly. But the real storm was not outside. It was inside their hearts. Fear whispered among them. What if the waters never went down? What if the world had disappeared forever? Even Noah felt doubt brush against his mind. He knelt quietly in the center of the ark. "You did not choose me to give up," he whispered toward the unseen sky. "Give me strength to finish what you began." And slowly, the ark stopped shaking so violently. The storm had not ended, but peace had begun. Sometimes faith does not stop the rain. but it keeps you standing while everything else sinks. And if you're enjoying this incredible story so far, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss the rest of this epic journey. Because what happens next will change the world forever.
40 days passed, 40 nights, and finally, silence. The rain stopped. Not suddenly, but like a storm that had exhausted all its fury. The sky slowly cleared. A pale sun appeared over a world that looked completely different. Noah climbed to the highest part of the ark. There were no cities, no forests, no mountains, only water, an endless ocean reflecting the sky. Then suddenly, the ark shook. A deep thud echoed through the vessel. They had touched land. The ark now rested on the peak of a mountain hidden beneath the waters. It was the first sign that the flood would not last forever. Noah released a raven. The bird flew across the endless horizon searching for land. It never returned. Days later, he released a dove. The small white bird disappeared into the distance, leaving behind one question. Was life waiting out there? Or were they alone in a brand new world?
The ark waited. Floating between a destroyed past and an unknown future, the wind had become calm now. The animals were peaceful, but Noah still watched the horizon. Then, a flutter of wings. The dove returned. In its beak was a small green branch, a leaf. Life had returned to the earth. Hope was no longer just a promise. It was real. 7 days later, Noah released the dove again. This time, it did not come back. And Noah understood. The earth was ready. The flood had ended. But surviving the flood was not the hardest part. The hardest part would be rebuilding a better world. The waters slowly disappeared. Mountains emerged. Valleys appeared again. The ark rested on the rock like a monument of faith. Noah opened the great doors. Sunlight flooded inside. Animals stepped out one by one. Lions walked across the new earth. Birds filled the sky. Horses ran through the open land. The world felt new, younger, cleaner. Noah stepped outside last. His feet touched the new ground, and he fell to his knees. Not from exhaustion, but from gratitude. They had survived the end of the world. But now something greater awaited them. A new beginning. And above them, a rainbow appeared across the sky. A promise, a covenant, that the waters would never again destroy the earth. The rainbow burned across the sky like a bridge between heaven and earth. A reminder that even after the darkest storm, mercy can rise again. Noah stood quietly on the new earth. Animals filled the valleys. Birds flew freely across the sky. Humanity had been given another chance. But Noah understood something powerful. The flood was not only about water, it was about choices. Every generation faces its own storm. Every person faces moments when the world feels lost. And in those moments, someone must choose to build the ark, to believe, to stand firm while others laugh. Because the story of Noah is not only about the past, it is about us. So now I ask you, if the storm were coming, would you build the ark? And if this story inspired you, moved you, or made you reflect, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more epic stories that remind us who we are and who we can become. Because sometimes, the greatest stories ever told are the ones that remind us how to begin again.